All righty, guys, welcome on. The first Zoom we did this morning, we all just totally concentrated on, the Nilo Life travel portal and all the different discounts, especially with accommodation and everything. And they are really good savings, better than I ever expected. But it is the trading side of things that is my interest, my passion. Trading's been my thing for quite a while. So this Zoom will all be about trading. I'll get started with the presentation, if you want to call it that, but the introduction to all of this. And as people join on, they can jump in, but feel free to ask any questions as we go along. Anyway, Nilo Life membership costs you $59 per month. And if you want to become an affiliate, that's an extra $20 for the year. Now, I think any business, the idea is to get into profit, to make your earnings greater than your overheads. That's got to be the first number one step with any business. So with Nilo Life, your overheads are $59 a month. So it's a little bit less than most businesses. It's going to go through a couple of quick things just on this page. It's not really a presentation, just a page. But if you were to put $2,000 into a PAMM trading account and you're earning 5% profit per month, your profit the first month would be $100. And then because your balance is greater and it's compounding, it would increase every month after that. So essentially, that's one way that you can get into profit quick. You can put some funds into the PAMM account and start earning. Now, the reason I've got 5% is because the PAMM account that Nilo Life are about to add to their product list, it's not quite available yet, but it will be very soon, has been averaging just a little over 5% for well over 2 years now. Now, excuse me, what a PAMM trading account is, for those who don't know, is it's essentially a pooled trading account that's managed by which is traded and managed by the PAMM manager. Now, in the case of the Nilo PAMM account, it's traded by actual people using automated trading software. So they have automated trading software running on the account, but there are some people, I'm not sure how many, that are overseeing that and making manual decisions as well, which is essentially how I trade my own PAMM account as well, but I'll get onto that shortly. The benefits of a PAMM account are that you don't need to know anything about trading because you have a PAMM manager doing that trading. You also don't need to worry about anything dodgy, so to speak, going on because the PAMM manager doesn't have any access to your funds other than the ability to trade them. So like in the case of Nilo, it wouldn't matter if Nilo went out of business because they don't have your, well, it would, but as far as your PAMM trading funds go, it wouldn't matter because they don't actually have your funds. Those funds will be in a broker's account, which even if Nilo went out of business, you would still have access to. That's basically the same with any PAMM trading account. There is always the risk, of course, that the broker holding the funds could go out of business. Well, I've been trading for a lot of years now and I've never had that issue. But I like to cover all bases as far as risk goes because trading for me is all about risk and risk management. So yeah, PAMMs are very legitimate and very safe as far as that goes. Of course, your funds are still at risk from poor trading. So if the the PAM manager can't access your funds and withdraw them, steal them, or anything like that, but he could still lose your funds through poor trading. Okay, so there are a lot of different PAM accounts out there and PAM managers out there that you can have funds with, but finding one that you can trust is the real trick, really. And I'll go into the Nilo Life PAM in more detail as far as proof, long-term history and all that goes. But this is actually a PAM account that I learned about myself almost 2 years ago, because I have some friends that have a lot of money in it. They put in over 6 figures 2 years ago. So I've known about it for a while. Back then and now still, I assume, has a minimum deposit of $10,000. But Nilo Life, just give you a little bit of history on how this all came together. Nilo Life wanted to add a trading package or some sort of trading product to their other products being travel discounts, life perks, health products, all of that. So they went to another person I know, and they acted as an intermediary between Nilo Life, well, it was actually Nick Sorensen, one of the owners of Nilo Life, and a friend of mine, Dante Lewis. He's not a close friend, but I do know him. And he connected them to some other people that I do know quite well. They're the ones that I said have had funds in that account for 2 years. And he connected them together, and they told him about this PAM account they're involved in, and they started working on a way to integrate that into the Nilo Life setup. And the way they're doing that is just through a third-party broker type thing, and the way it's being structured, it'll allow everybody to get involved with no minimum amount. So don't need that $10,000 now. You can just throw $50 or $100 in, or whatever happens to suit you. So that's the big advantage of doing it all through Nilo. As I said, the Nilo Life PAM has averaged over 5% for over 2 years. And what I'm doing, I've had a company myself called Future FX for about 1.5 years now, not quite, almost. And I've been developing automated trading softwares with that company and doing trading of various sorts. And I now also have my own PAM account that people can get involved in. I also have different automated trading softwares for sale. And I have a membership as well. But at the moment, I am encouraging people to join Nilo. And that way they'll get all the Nilo membership benefits. And I'm going to give everyone that joins Nilo access to all my Future FX membership benefits for no extra cost. So essentially you're getting the benefits of 2 different companies for the price of one. So you will end up having access, like you'll have access to my PAM account straight away, the Nilo Life PAM shortly. You'll also, another Future FX membership benefit is a 40% discount off any of the automated trading softwares that we sell. You'll have the access to the travel portal with all of those huge travel accommodation, life perk benefits. If you're in the US, you won't have access. If you're in the US, you'll have access to the health products. They'll be getting spread to other countries shortly. The Nilo PAM won't be, probably never, available to US customers. That's just a regulatory thing. But my own Future FX PAM will be available to US customers. Anyway, so that's the basics, all the main benefits that you'll get if you join Nilo. Of course, that $2,000 if you're averaging, my PAM account, okay, the benefit of the Nilo PAM is that it has long-term verifiable trading history going back well over 2 years, showing, the proof, because it's all about, when it comes to a PAM account, it's all about finding a PAM account, PAM manager that shows a great track record so that you can trust them with your funds, trust them not to lose your funds. Okay, and that's what the Nelo PAM has. It has an incredible amount of long-term history. My PAM account, so far, it's averaged over 15%, but that's only been for a couple of months. So there is no long-term verifiable history to back it up. Not yet, anyway. What it averages long-term, we'll just have to wait and see. So you can decide for yourself how you want to use those PAM accounts. If you're interested in the PAM accounts, you can choose for yourself how you want. But I'm just giving you the details. The Nelo PAM hasn't been making as much as the Future FX PAM, but it does have much more long-term verifiable history. But just to extrapolate a little bit, that same $2,000, if you're making 15% a month, that's going to give you a starting profit each month of $300, which will be increasing with compounding. That's just a few more things that we went through. The accommodation. We'll go through the referral program in the next Zoom. What I'll finish going through a couple more things on these slides first, and then I will actually show you the proof of that long-term verifiable history, because they are connected up to my FX book and everything, which is, I'll go through what that is for you shortly. But I'm going to give you an example of potential trading profit. Potential, because this is an example and this would be in a perfect world and all of that sort of stuff. But I don't like to give examples because it does sort of set a precedent, set an expectation which may or may not be achieved. But it is also important to understand the potential, particularly the potential of compounding. So this is only an example. There can't be any guarantees. But if you had a $1,000 trading account and you were earning 3% profit per week, then after 1 year, your account balance would be $4,650. After 2 years, $21,000. 3 years, you crack the six figures. And after 4 years, you're almost up to that $500,000 mark. Now, if you did average exactly 3% every week, week in, week out, and you started with 1,000 and you left it in there for 4 years, that is what you would get. But you won't average exactly 3%. You'll have better weeks, you'll have worse weeks, and that will affect the results. It'll affect it sometimes positively, sometimes negatively, but it will vary these figures. And also, it's not a sensible investment strategy to put your money into something and leave it there untouched long term. Okay, there are always risks with any sort of investment. Like I said before, the PAM manager could lose funds. The broker could have issues that you're holding your funds. Anything could happen. So it is always still, this is only my opinion, of course. Everyone's free to do as they would, but it would be sensible to be withdrawing some funds along the way. And of course, then that would reduce the amount, the total at the end, but at least you would have some funds in your back pocket, so to speak. Okay, so until you actually withdraw funds, you've really only earned this on paper, because you do need to withdraw it, which is what's called realizing that profit, which is good to do. I mean, you haven't just earned it on paper, but you haven't realized it because you haven't withdrawn it to your bank, to your whatever you like to do it to, so that you can use it for purchasing and improving your life and finances. So that's what would happen in that scenario. You can also add more to that initial, like you've put $1,000 in here and done nothing else, and that's what you get. You can also add more each month, which will make it grow a lot quicker. For example, if you're earning commissions referral commissions from Nilo Life, you could add some or all of those to your PAMM trading account each month, which would mean, over time you're adding more to that $1,000 every month, which is going to greatly increase the compounding, which could make up for some of the withdrawals you're going to do along the way. Now, this next little one, just quickly going to touch on prop firms. So this is something we do a lot of with Future FX. We can show you how to trade without using your own funds. So essentially, there are companies out there called prop firms, which there's a couple of catches and fine prints, of course, but they will provide the capital, the money, and you will do the trading, and you split the profits. But the profit split is usually very good. You usually get to keep about 80% of the profits yourself. Of course, you do have to trade a certain way, which is, safe and profitable and safe, etc. So you essentially got to prove that you're a profitable and safe trader, and then you can have an account with these guys, and that's roughly how they work. And there are a number of ways to do that. We use our Future FX softwares to do the trading. Always good to have some manual oversight though. And there's also a few strategies to not make it risk-free, but allow you to keep trying. Like the way prop firms work is you've got to prove that you're a profitable and safe trader by trading for a certain amount of time and hitting profit targets and safety targets. If you don't hit those profit targets and safety targets, you blow the account and you've got to start again. And there is a fee for every time you start again. But we do have some strategies that allow you to essentially not have to pay a fee to try again. So eventually you're going to get a prop firm that's where you've proven your profitability and your safety standards, and then you can start earning profits from it without having to keep trying again and again and having to pay again and again. But anyway, we'll get into that more with anyone that's interested. But that is something that is there as well, which is great because not everybody, has $1,000 to put in. Not that you have to, but to make some worthwhile funds with trading, you do need to start with, it doesn't have to be huge funds, but you do need to start with a reasonable amount of funds. You can't sort of throw $10 or $20 into a trading account and expect that to make you financially free. You do need a certain amount. And not everybody does have that certain amount. And that's where prop firms can come into their own. Okay, so finding the next page. This is my FX book. It's just a third-party website, and essentially, well, they're just a way to verify and prove trading results. So they connect to the trading account in question. They download all that trading data, verify it, and display it in all of this nice metrics. So you've got a nice graph, and down further you've got all of these metrics, which are really good from the trader's point of view to see how the trading goes by looking at the statistics. But in this case, we're using it to prove that long time verifiable history. And we can look here, we're starting back here in December 21. So, about 2.5 years worth of history. And, we've made 407% profit. The average has been 6.37% per month. Now, the drawdown has been 21%, which is more than I'd prefer. But that did only occur once. This is a drawdown graph. That happened back here right at the start, and it's never been anywhere near that high since. So yeah, 21% is more than I like, but that hasn't happened for over 2 years now. This is a sizable account. The current balance in this account is $4.5 million. People have already withdrawn $7.4 million out of this account. So there's been $7.4 million withdrawn from this account. And, you know, the total profit that the account's made over that time has been $3.2 million. So, you know, that just sort of shows that people have been depositing, making profit, withdrawing that profit. You know, it's been going on. And we can see that up here is that down here, the green, this is when deposits have gone into the account. So that was a $25,000 deposit, $71 deposit. That's probably just when they were adding probably just when the PAMM manager was adding their fees back into it. $71,000 deposit. As you can see, there's a lot of deposits. But up here, more excitingly, I guess, is withdrawals. So, you know, we've got a $40,000 withdrawal, a 10, a 9, a 13,000, $17,000 withdrawal. So some decent withdrawals going on. That was all just on one day. Those little 1 cent ones, they'll just be various fees that have been getting withdrawn at times. Anyway, lots of withdrawals going on, 75,000, 9,000. Okay, so it's been long term. And as you can see, it's been just going up the whole time. But obviously, there are times when the market, when there've been losses occurring and everything as well. But it's been very active. A lot of funds involved, millions and millions of dollars, lots of people withdrawing, lots of people depositing for a long time. So I personally don't know of any other PAMM account that can show such long-term, worthwhile, verifiable history than this one. That's as simple as that. Now, up here we have the Future FX one. As I said, there's no long-term verifiable history. I'm not trying to say there is, but it's averaged 14.9% per month, but just not for very long. So there's no, it's only a smaller account. So, but that's what it is. The biggest drawdown has been 5.75%. So, you know, so far we've kept the drawdown a lot lower and the profit a lot higher, but only time will tell what the long-term history turns out to be with that one. That's pretty much everything I wanted to go through with it. And even though we don't have many people on the call, when you watch the video as a recording, feel free to comment in the event or wherever you like and ask any questions that you may have, any queries, anything you'd like to know. And yeah, and if you've watched this as a recording, definitely comment in the event because we do have a few little giveaways at the end of today and everything. So yeah, let me know that you've watched it and participated so that can be factored into all of that. All right, guys, other than that, have a good one. And I'll talk to you all again soon. We will be having our third Zoom in about an hour and a half's time. So see you then.